A Yale professor is taking aim at corporate America. Ian Ayres looked at the fees workers are paying on their retirement plans. He then wrote a letter to 6,000 companies, the ones he believes are charging the most. Ayres is threatening to publish their names. CBS News financial analyst Jill Schlesinger joins us now. Good morning.
Good morning.
So what kind of fees are people paying for this?
In a 401k, there are basically two levels of fees. There's plan fees, administrative and trustee fees. It's usually reported as $1 per participant. But then there are fees for the underlying investments inside of your 401k plans. These can range total fees anywhere from, say, 1% on the low end all the way up to maybe 2.5%, sometimes 3%. And that's what Professor Ayres is worried about, those very costly plans.
And how do you find out what fees you're paying? And if you find out and don't like it, what can you do?
Well, the first thing is, it used to be you have to go through those horrible prospectuses that you would throw out every quarter. Yes. Now, your plan has to send you a detailed analysis of what the fees you are paying every single quarter. That's a new rule as of last year. If you have a plan with high fees, you can try to get a group together and say, hey, boss, can you give us a better plan? Or you can choose other options within your plan that are cheaper, maybe an index fund or maybe something less expensive than the other plan.
So let's say I'm paying 2% in fees. You say that 0.5% more than what's the average could really add up to hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Absolutely. If you look at a $100,000 investment in a 401k and we pushed it out for 50 years and we compound that interest monthly over 50 years, we say, okay, with no fees, what are you going to get? 7% return, you end up with $3.2 million. You pay an average fee of 1.5%, you get to $1.5 million. If you pay that extra 0.5%, and now you get $1.2 million, $300,000 extra that you pay in fees over that time.
So just to stop for a second, who's doing this? Is it, for instance, is it my company CBS that I work for? Or is it like Fidelity, the company that manages your funds? Who's responsible?
This is about the plan sponsor, your employer. And that's a big differential because a lot of people are saying, oh, this is the...
Well, why would your company choose a bunch of plans that have high fees?
Well, some of the companies don't spend a lot of money doing it. And often this has a big tilt towards small and medium companies that don't have the purchasing power to get a really good plan. So when you look at large plans like a CBS plan, the fees are really pretty cheap. They're less than 1%. Then you look at these poor people who work at a 50 or 100 person company and they've got some lousy insurance product and it's costing them 2.5% a year because their boss is golfing buddies with the insurance salesman.
So that isn't part of the answer to your question. How do they choose? Because they're golfing buddies or because some of the kind of relationship, or because it's easy?
Well, it can be easy. Sometimes they pile it in with their payroll plans. Right. But the long and short of it is, now that they have to disclose the fees, employees have more power, and you should be going to your HR department and saying, hey, don't we all want a better plan? Yeah. This could really end up costing you so much money in the long run, and, frankly, for the bosses too.
This is so fascinating. This is why my mom always makes me read the fine print on everything.
Oh, thank goodness.
Good for your mom.
Thank goodness for that, Mom.
Thank you.